Right, the crowd are on their feet now. This has to be one of the best performances we've seen of the year. Only in the dying minutes will we ever see anything as great as this ever again. Oh, and it's a goal!
Welcome to another episode of Nick's World of Football podcast. Today I've got two very special guests. I've got Lloyd and Matt from the Marshall Islands Soccer Federation. So welcome. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you. Cheers for having us.
No worries. I just wanted to start off with just a brief background on either one of you. Whoever wants to go first. What do you do? Where have you, how have you reached this journey so far, and what's your involvement with football in general?
Yeah, no worries. I'll kick it off because I think Matt will obviously link his journey into the Marshall Islands very similar to mine. But in terms of a background, always been around in football, played at an okay level here in the UK, but realised I had more of a chance to coach than play. Coaching from sort of 16, stopped playing at early 20s, but yeah, I continued the coaching and worked for a few different places. Worked for the FA in England. I was fortunate enough to go and coach in a few different places, Sweden and Canada and the US, different opportunities that came from it. Worked for some clubs here in the UK, so Oxford United, Oxford City, Colchester United, and now working as a teacher, but obviously having this Marshall Islands voluntary gig on the side, which is actually more of a full-time role than the full-time role itself. But yeah, it's definitely a unique and interesting opportunity that we're embracing and hopefully rolling with for a long time.
Awesome. And what about yourself, Matt?
Yeah, just to echo Lloyd, so we both came about the project in a similar way, reading about it on The Athletic back in, I think, July of 22. And for myself, my background, obviously growing up around football, has been involved with administration, starting clubs, working for the FA in communications, and my day job is in marketing. So this seemed like a very good opportunity to put those skills to the test. Once in a lifetime. So yeah, here we are.
Awesome. So when you signed up for this gig, did they tell you how far the Marshall Islands was from the UK?
I don't know about for Matt, but for me, I weirdly had like a loose understanding, just because growing up, I was a massive like plane geek and loved travel and geography and that stuff. So I had a loose idea, but didn't quite realise until I went out the first time just how far it actually it feels. But yeah, I had a loose idea of where it was, and then obviously put that into practice.
Yeah, similar. I think we're both nerds in that respect. So
yeah, definitely.
So that's a little. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but
love that.
I put this little compilation together.
That's brilliant. Love that.
I know you've always said in previous podcasts, you say between Hawaii and Australia and stuff like that. So I put that together because sometimes even if you say Hawaii and Australia, it's a vast expanse of sea and stuff like that. Now,
it pretty much is 5 hours to Brisbane, 5 hours to Honolulu. So it's if you were as the crow flies, I think, but it's a lot longer to get to Brisbane because of the island hopper. But yeah, if you looked in direct terms, about bang on halfway between the two.
Right. Okay. Now I know you mentioned before Lower. Is that the on the seal of the Marshall Islands between the globe and the flag? Is that what Lower is? That image in the centre?
Yeah, so this was back when we first started the project. We haven't necessarily referred to it too much since, but the Marshallese have kind of a rich history of telling stories and passing on stories through generations. And there's one tale about the kind of creation of the universe. And basically, it was like Lower, let there be kind of ocean, let there be earth. And then it was kind of, this project is Lower, let there be soccer, which is kind of something that we tried to take on at the start of the project.
Yeah, I like that. Let there be soccer. That's really cool. But yeah, we'll touch on the Marshall Islands. I mean, when you found out about it, how did you was there an advertisement in the paper
No.
for the role, or how did you find out about it?
No, I mean, I think we both have a very similar way of doing it. Shem Levi, the president of the Soccer Federation, had actually been in the Athletic, an online article, publishment, and it was an article about the Marshall Islands Soccer Federation, and basically saying how it's the last UN nation on earth without a national team. And I instantly realised it came off the back of doing interviews that I was doing with different coaches, and I sort of looking into that region, and that's how I found the article. So tried sort of digging out Shem everywhere I could, social media, found his contact details on Facebook, reached out to him, and I was very surprised that I got a reply, and it was literally just as simple as, look, I found your article, I like the idea, I see that you've got a federation, can I help? And we discussed sort of backgrounds, how I could help. He liked the opportunity, the sort of the idea of it. I liked the opportunity. We put those two together, and he offered the role as like the technical director. But simultaneously, Matt was obviously doing the same thing, and obviously I think Matt can speak about that a little bit better than I can. But we joined forces from that point.
Yeah, I think similarly to Lloyd, once I read the article, I was really enamored straight away, and I just thought to myself, what a once in a lifetime opportunity this could be. And I kind of then thought, hopefully they do it justice. So with my background and that kind of Venn diagram of loving football and expertise of working in football and obviously working in marketing too, I thought I could probably do some good. So yeah, same as Lloyd, I stalked Shem on social media and email. And I think eventually the guy just relented and said, yeah, go on, do your worst. This guy's offering to work for free. But he didn't actually tell me and Lloyd about each other. So, we only found out kind of
Really? Okay.
Randomly from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I think it was on LinkedIn, wasn't it? I think I posted, you posted, and then we were like, what's going
that
on?
Spider-Man meme, if you see when they're both like, who are these guys?
It really was.
That was in December of 22, right? And
yeah.
You got Justin involved at the same time as well.
Yeah, so I knew Justin Wally from years ago. Like, we've always been those social media friends that speak but never meet, and purely from the fact of he's originally from down the road from where I live now, but he hadn't been there for 20 years unless he sees family, and it was just always a case of, well, oh yeah, we'll meet, and then it just never happens. But we always spoke, and then as soon as I got into this, realised, well, he's done similar things. He's built programs in football around the world. This is right up his alley. So reached out to Justin. He probably spent a week of like back and forths of, yeah, I think you should do this. I structure certain things this way, and then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I want to get involved, and I was like, yeah, fine. So obviously he was on board, and obviously that was when we met Matt, and we started the project December 22, realizing, well, this is what we're going to do. We won't launch anything until January, but January 23 we'll hit the ground running. We'll announce it social media. This is what we're doing. And then from January 23, literally within sort of an hour of posting it on social media, I think our worlds blew up.
Yeah. Because first thing first, it was obviously like trying to look at this strategically. So you and Justin, obviously, Justin's got great experience working internationally and developing soccer around the world. But from our side as well, it's like, can we put a good kind of brand in place as well? They had a logo that looked like it had been designed on Microsoft Paint. And obviously we've got kind of big aspirations. So just takes some time to put the groundwork in.
Yeah. And I've seen that logo. And obviously the one that we've got now is so slick. So it's awesome. No, it really is. Okay, so I'm just going to whet people's appetite for the actual Marshall Islands. I thought it would get a bit bigger than that, but I think the top two is the island of Majura, and the bottom one is Kwajalein. Is that right? Because that's the air base.
Is no. Hang on, sorry, I'm just trying to picture in my head. I think that's all Majuro based on what it looks like from there. And then
that's Kwajalein in the bottom.
Really?
And the bottom one, bottom one I can see now. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I apologise. Bottom one's Kwaj, yeah. And then it's a shame you can't zoom. I literally just had to do that. I pinched the screen to look.
I can't do it. So you probably can see it better than me. Yeah. No worries. I just wanted to whet people's appetite. The other one thing I wanted to ask you. So you go over there and you set up. What is your football philosophy? Because I know you talk a lot about that. So what does that entail?
Originally for us, I think we were probably all guilty of like, oh, we could dream of doing this, 11v11 leagues and all these different things, and then within about, honestly, it really was as simple as probably within about 3 weeks of being involved with it. You look at maps, you speak to people, and you're like, yeah, this ain't happening because there isn't space to play 11v11 as of that point, and there is now. But even as now, we've only had clearance to use the national stadium for very recently, and it's prior to that, those initial stages was, well, we want to do 11v11, but the game's new. What do we look at? And culturally, basketball is massive because of the US culture, the US links. Everyone plays basketball from smallest kids to the oldest adults, and so it was easy to then realise, well, futsal is going to link in quite nicely because we could use it as a development tool. They can understand the techniques of it, but tactically, they'll understand basketball and the principles of it and be able to go from that transition of learning a new sport via the use of basketball. So, 5v5, you attack as a team, you defend as a team, you transition as a team. And that's sort of been our staple ever since, really. So we have futsal as the main aspect on Majuro. Now we can use those outdoor areas. We can look to do more outdoor 11v11 over time, but still not pushing it overly, because on Kwajalein, for example, on Kwajalein, for example, they are predominantly outdoor and not futsal. But it's taken genuinely 2 years to get Kwajalein under the Soccer Federation banner because they were doing their own stuff. And that is my cue to answer a door to let an engineer in. Matt, if you just quickly take over, I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries at all. So, as Lloyd was mentioning, Kwajalein being the second island and home to the US Air Base. So Kwajalein is pretty much made up of US citizens who have lived in Kwajalein for any number of years, like 15, 20 years plus. And they have their own kind of sports leagues, including like 7v7 outdoor soccer. So we've been working to kind of bring them under the Soccer Federation banner. And recently in February, Lloyd went out there to oversee an inter-island competition. So we took a team from Majuro to play futsal and 7v7 against their Kwajalein counterparts. It's just a lot of our work for the first maybe 12 to 18 months was really centered on Majuro, which isn't a bad thing. That's the main island, the main population center. But we want this to be kind of all encompassing. So now we're reaching out to Kwajalein Ebi, which is an island just off Kwajalein as well, home to a lot of Marshallese people. So it's really important we kind of bring them all together and benefit from soccer too.
Absolutely, yeah. And I was going to say, what's the distance between? Okay, so you've got Majuro and you've got Kwajalein, but are there any other islands within the country that also have people that are interested in football?
We haven't built any communications with these people yet. Obviously, the islands are much, much smaller. So in terms of Majuro, and I might fudge some numbers here, but let's say the population is approximately 50,000 in Majuro. The outer islands are probably home to people like maybe less than 5K and so on. So maybe 2,500. Right. So it's something that we will maybe look to do over time, but probably cost reward benefit right now isn't there. But we want to bring soccer to everywhere, all across the Marshall Islands. But right now we're focusing where we can have the biggest impact.
No worries. Now I did. Let me see if I add that. I did add this previously. This is one of the training sessions, isn't it? And I can just about see in the background. That's the national. That's the national stadium. How are these?
Event here, I think how often are these? Might be from one of our disability sessions as well. So we had. We've made a load of great partnerships over the past 12 months, and in October of last year, we held our first ever Special Olympics Marshall Islands link up. So they've got a great bunch of athletes who, looking forward, could compete in Special Olympics. So we introducing soccer to them. We've done a load more kind of kids and school sessions, and also trying to bring women's football too.
I'm sort of back. I'll be in and out for the next couple of minutes, but
that's all right.
I did hear it. I heard it all anyway. Matt's covered it all.
No, that's right. So no, I just really enjoyed going through the Facebook page of the Marshall Islands Soccer Federation and seeing all these people that are participating in the training sessions? And I'm guessing these are all like ball skills and shooting practice and that sort of stuff. Is there anything else you can tell us about these training sessions?
Yeah, to be honest, it's all sort of tied into what we wanted to approach
Lloyd?
it with. Yeah. So it's all tied in terms of linking to what we wanted to get eventually, learning from the kids that are playing in the school system to just learning the fundamentals of how we're actually going to play, and then building it into what we're doing on the national side, doing more of the technical side. But it's just been more of an approach where it's been quick moving. We're getting buy-in from it, but I think with that sort of natural interest and natural ability of just playing sports, people have picked it up really, really fast. So, like on eBay, for example, they're very new to the sport in general, and there's some real natural talent. We're looking on Quadriline. Obviously, we've got a little bit more coming from like the sort of the US backgrounds and descendancy, but because of that sort of unique opportunity that they're playing 6 different sports a year, that's helping on that side. But yeah, they're learning. It's just really is a stage of learning from the kids right through from all those fundamental stages of learning the basic skills, touching the ball as much as possible, as much contact time. Futsal's really playing into that because you're playing in tight spaces. And I think that showed on the adult side when we played the fixtures last summer, how well they competed, because they've had to learn to play quickly. They've had to learn to play in tight areas, and they've had to learn to actually develop those skills and play at speed very, very fast. So over the next sort of few months for us, it's going to be building towards that 11v11 side, but uniting three different places in terms of Majuro players, Quadriline players, and the US mainland-based players. And I think that's our biggest challenge now going forward for the next bit. Just actually, how do we sort of unite that philosophy into loads of different backgrounds and communities or cultures, I should say, of playing the game?
Yeah. And you've got lots of local coaches there now running all these sessions. Is that correct? I think I remember seeing Coach Bangal or a few other names where they're running these things. So obviously they're in touch. Or are they looking at some of your blogs and your different lesson plans as well, or a bit of a mixture?
Yeah. So good thing about it is, even though obviously we're not OFC members, I was signed off as an OFC coach educator, so we're able to deliver OFC courses from that, and we also have our own one that we wrote, and it's linked to how we want to play. And then so Bangal, for example, was an interesting one because he actually played against us for Kiribati last summer, but after the games, coming out of sort of October time, he reached out to us saying, look, I want to help, got family in Majuro, want to come over, just help for a few months. And we snapped up the opportunity because he's a great player. He's great with the kids. He's also great with the adults. And we managed to get him over from Kiribati for 3 months, just working in the school system, which was a massive help because we've been trying to do that for realistically 2 years. So Bangal allowed that to happen, having someone regular on island that's going to coach. He was doing community sessions, adult sessions, playing in those sessions. And I think playing alongside someone with his experience, you had other players looking at it thinking, well, you need to up your game because you've got to play against someone like that. But yeah, he was sort of following. He did our own course. He did the coach education course from OFC. We delivered. And it was just almost tying that into how we want to play. Same again, just getting touched on the ball, just getting as much contact time as possible. And yeah, he was a big part of that, but also Bito as well, come over from Kiribati with him. He was doing stuff more with the adults than the kids, but same again, those guys were really instrumental over the last few months to develop the game.
That's awesome. Yeah, nice. I'm going to add this one here. This is the Majuro track and field stadium, and it's relatively new. So what's the story behind the construction of this? Because you can tell from the top of the top one, you've got that rounded thing, so it looks like a sea barrier or a sea defense.
Yeah, it's part of seawall. It's actually built on reclaimed land. Obviously with the climate change issues from that whole section is just reclaimed land. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was funded by Taiwan,
yeah. So you'll notice those shapes to the left of the stadium in the kind of just before the ocean. So I think it was built on reclaimed land, and it was dynamite blew out kind of materials from the kind of seabed and to kind of used for reclaimed land. So yeah, funded by the Taiwanese government, and it was built for the Micronesian Games, which were originally planned for 2023, postponed for a year. But yeah, it's a beautiful facility. They're really lucky to have it. We got a chance to walk around it. So even though we haven't got any goalposts on there yet, that's one of our challenges for the future, to pay for some goals and all fixtures and fittings as well. But it's a beautiful facility. Really lucky to have.
Yeah.
Notice on some of the sessions that the over 14s actually get to play grass soccer at the track and field stadium. So I thought it was interesting. That was only this year actually. So yeah, that's cool. Get people used to playing. Obviously, the people down below, they all look like they're over 14 anyway. So that's all good.
Yeah, so that
Awesome.
bottom picture was actually when Justin went over last January.
Yeah, Justin's
in there.
He's
First opportunities to go on there.
Yeah, I see. Is he the one? Oh yeah, I think he's to the right of the edge of the stadium at the back.
Yeah, that's it. White cap.
Yeah. That's it. White cap. Now, we're getting on to the fundraising thing first. I just wanted to say what is happening in Springdale, Arkansas. I've put a little map here, and I also did some air traveling times, just so that people are aware of the distance and stuff. So
to be fair, that's a massive help for us as well, because we're trying to collate all that. You've done us a favour.
I'll send it to you afterwards. Tell us about this competition. Who's coming? Is it male and female teams? How are you finding players and stuff like that?
Squad wise, we've sort of finalised it yesterday. Great time for this, but the squad's going to be made up of our players from Madeira, Kwajalein, US mainland, and we've got 2 coming from Germany. And then the invite rolled out to be honest, we had a few different things that we were going with, and we decided we could take the easy option and play against someone in the region that didn't necessarily sort of carry much weight in terms of where we want to be, and also like the Confederation push. So we used our opportunity to take the risk and play someone that's going to test us. And at the end of the day, no one's going to expect us to be world beaters, obviously, with this initially. So we wanted to test ourselves and show that we can compete with where we want to be. So with this summer, we've got Guam, US Virgin Islands, and Turks and Caicos are coming to play in Arkansas. So our squad will be made up from those ones we just mentioned, but we'll be playing against them. And like Guam, for example, are using it as warm-up games for like their AFC Nations qualifiers and World Cup qualifiers and stuff like this. So it's a test or testament to what we're trying to do to say we're going to loosely compete and share a pitch with those guys.
Yeah, and Matt, this is going to be the very first 11v11 international for Marshall? Is that right, Marshall Islands?
Yeah, that's correct.
And that's Matt, is this going to be just male teams, or are we also looking at getting the female team?
No, it's just a male national team.
Yeah. We have tried, because we had our women's national team camp for the first time in February of 24, and we followed that up with another women's camp last month. But we've really struggled to find opponents for our women's team, unfortunately, especially in futsal, because they don't have enough players for 11v11 yet. But they could have quite a strong futsal team, but other nations are kind of less willing to spend their limited budgets to come and play them.
I understand, yeah. So the whole aim of this is it's obviously a massive project to undertake, but I'm guessing that this is tying in nicely to, let me see if I can add this to the stage. I might have to exit.
Slides are gone.
This first, then add. There we are. This is, so it's going to go back one. This is the actual IMI soccer website. And I'm going to put the link here. But once you go to the IMI.soccer website, you click on the support now. So these are the different fundraising options that we're looking for support to send the Marshall Islands team to compete in the Outrigger Challenge Cup. So if you click on support now and click on the rewards. So I was just wondering if you could explain one by one the different rewards that are on offer. So we'll start with the virtual ticket.
Yeah. So obviously for us, this project would not be possible without the support of our kind of worldwide fans. It's been, especially in the early days, it really helped snowball the project. We've had people purchase replica jerseys from over 30 countries around the world. I think almost every state in the US we've sold a jersey to. So this really shows the power of global football soccer community coming together. So we want to give people the opportunity to be part of this. We're obviously, with a virtual ticket, we'll be planning on live streaming the event with like really slick production as well. So it's an opportunity for people to kind of, again, we don't want people to just kind of feel like they're donating and not getting anything back. So with the pledges, there's a variety of rewards, which, depending on what people are able to contribute, they feel like they're getting something from it and being part of the event too.
Okay, cool. Now with this one, if one person decides to pledge but maybe wants to buy 10 tickets, do they have to do that individually?
Yeah, so actually this is more because it's just for the Kickstarter, which is only available for a lifetime of 60 days. Much closer to the event, we'll be making kind of tickets available for general purchase as well. So if someone wanted to donate 100, we could do it 10 times.
They can do that.
So it's not necessarily representative of what they're putting in. So that's something that can be done after.
Right. No worries. And we're just going to go to the next one. So this is this a relatively new one? I haven't seen this one before.
Oh yeah, we added two more this morning. So we're just looking at different.
Oh, there you go. So see, I have been keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, hot for press. But again, it's just different ways where we can make people feel, give them that kind of special personal touch. Obviously, this is going to be life-changing for some of these players. A lot of them haven't been outside of the Marshall Islands before. So they'll be like so grateful from the bottom of their hearts for anyone who's contributed. So little touches like a signed team photo. We offer kind of signed jerseys as well later on as well. But it's all about his personal touches. We want people to feel part of the project.
That's nice. And there's no limit to this, is there? Or there's basically if 50 people want signed photos, they can get those, yeah?
Yeah, the lads will be signing all night, all week if they have to. It's no problem.
It will definitely happen.
You're not going anywhere until you're finished.
Exactly. Yeah, no food.
All right, so this one's a fun one. Behind the scenes match day pass. So is this similar to the ticket, but it gives you more access, is it? Or
yeah, I mean, I think we've got a very unique opportunity to, let's say, democratize the process of international football. Not a lot of people know what happens behind the scenes. So they'll get a chance to probably laugh at myself, Lloyd, and Justin as we go crazy in the days and the hours leading up to the event. So I'm sure what will go wrong, what could go wrong, will go wrong. So we'll be looking to open it up as much as possible behind the scenes, looking at us being stressed. And I think we want to be as open as transparent as possible with this process and show people what exactly happens, like when you both plan and execute a international football match.
Well, that's worth its weight in gold then for just £25.
I'd like to think so. You'll get some good content.
You saying we should put the price up? Or?
No, I'm saying, cool. No worries. What we got? Oh, we've got the jersey here. Now this is choice of home or alternate jerseys. So this is the no home jersey. Now it's interesting you've actually called it no home jersey. Why's that?
So the no home jersey is obviously a powerful message behind that. So with the Marshall Islands in their unique position, very low lying, or extreme risk of tidal inundations and permanent flooding from climate change. So this jersey is in essence a kind of both a call out and also a celebration. So the jersey itself features emblems and motifs from both indigenous flora and fauna and also cultural icons from the Marshall Islands, such as the traditional outrigger canoe. So it's really a celebration of what is great about the Marshall Islands, but also a warning of what could be potentially lost if immediate action isn't taken. So first and foremost a celebration, but also a bit of a stark warning that whilst it's a take on a traditional away jersey, the fact that the team may have to play away from their home is obviously something that needs to be brought to the attention of the world.
I'm going to click on this, but I do have a picture of the home jersey, which I'll show later on because there's a story behind that as well. So let's keep going through here. All right, I think this is the fans' favorite Ultimate Match Day fan pack. So tell me about this. There's stuff on offer as well.
Yeah, and again, this is just a case of we've been lucky to put together a small amount of merchandise. We're by no means a real slick and huge organisation, but we just want people to be like wearing our colours and cheering us on wherever they are in the world. I've actually been surprised once. I was sent a picture by my friend who was in a pub, and he saw someone wearing a full Marshall Islands kit, and I was like, "Wow, that's it!" Really hit home as to kind of what we've done. So in somewhere in deepest, darkest Devon, someone was out wearing Marshall Islands bucket hat and shirt.
Probably Bideford or something.
Yeah, something like that. But so yeah, it's just a chance for people to kind of wear our stuff. A fan scarf is a partnership with Soccer Down Here, so friends of ours who have a podcast themselves who support.
I know
us.
Jason Longshore very well.
Yeah, so
they're from
really
Soccer Down Here. Awesome. And yeah, you got a whole heap of stuff. What was it? The thank you video, the digital match live. The pin, the scarf, the bucket hat. I mean, that's really good. I mean, the jersey alone is worth what, £60?
Yeah, I mean, with this stuff, we're not making heaps of money on each one. So obviously, there's some physical goods there, but it's just a case it helps us towards our overall target.
Yeah, cool. Right, so we've got. Oh, this is it. This is the match worn jersey.
Yes, nice, sweaty,
that's
salty.
Self-explanatory, really, isn't it? But
yeah. So again, this is obviously myself being a soccer fan, I love. I've probably got about 100 jerseys myself, and I'd probably love to have one of these in my collection. A piece of history. So yeah.
And I think we've got two more. We've got the Premier sponsor. So we're still waiting for a Premier sponsor. So I think this is a unique chance to actually get your brand out there. Tell us about what the opportunities companies or individuals that even if they wanted to get their brand out there. So what are you doing for this particular one?
We've been really fortunate to have a few sponsors over a couple of years. We've ran the project, but again, we're just looking for like-minded partners or sponsors who want to be aligned with our project. So it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I think it is pretty accessible in terms of how much it costs compared to local club football and also international football as well. And the fact that we probably get more than our fair share of exposure on our project is a really good opportunity. And yeah, we're always looking to have conversations with anyone who thinks it might be for them. You can sponsor any facet of the event. So from match balls to goalkeeper gloves to maybe putting your logo on our jerseys as well. We're being featured in a documentary. It's going to be live streamed. So we'd hope that it by more than pays itself back. But yeah, we're looking for anyone who might be interested in that.
Awesome. And we have, this is an unusual one. I saw this at the backroom staff. So you actually have to be there physically. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is, again, as we mentioned earlier, we're in such a unique position where we can really open this out to anybody. And I think it only feels right. I mean, the kits we've designed were crowdsourced. We opened up, made a competition. And whilst, there's no limit to what you need any qualifications, but we've opened it out. And if anyone wants to be part of the team, obviously the price includes obviously the flights as well, but you'll get to hang out with me and Lloyd. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But you'll get to live it as well and live the experience. You'll meet the players, be hanging around with them kind of day in, day out. So again, we just think what an opportunity it is to kind of maybe make people's dreams come true, because a lot of people like myself would have dreamed about being part of international football and will never have a chance to do this ordinarily. So yeah, that's the kind of reasoning behind that.
Just one question. When you say be part of the team, you're not referring to playing.
No, it'll be a backroom staff role.
Team.
It'll be a backroom staff role. Yeah. We're still to determine what that would look like, but yeah, you'll be part of the group.
Yeah. I can imagine someone getting this one and bring their soccer boots with them and go, wait a minute, I thought I was going to be centre forward. No, that's all right. I'm just having a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke. No, that's really good. I mean, sorry?
If they're half decent, then fair enough.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it. Does everyone have to be Marshallese?
Yeah, we've made it so that you're Marshallese or
team. I imagine that's a requirement.
Yeah, we've made it so you're Marshallese descendant, or eligible via like a FIFA Clear Connection rule where you've lived in the Marshall Islands for a specific time. And then the squad was made up of that route from there.
Okay, so the two players from Germany, would they'll be Marshallese, I suppose. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we've had some players who have filled in our eligibility form. One from Germany, one from Serbia, and we've checked their documents. So they've had grandparents who were born in the Marshall Islands, so qualify through that.
Awesome. No, that's great. All right. So yes, get donating. Get even. I mean, I've already bought my ticket, my virtual ticket, which is I think the first.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's just a very small drop of grain of sand compared to that. But look, we get some more backers especially for those that actually can't make the physical journey. I mean, I think it's an absolute unique. It's basically the last chance. Your last chance to take part in something as unique as
you
this.
only get one first time, so it's all about making it count.
That is correct. Yes. Now, what's the? Let me just close this down. What is the deal with OFC associate membership, Oceania Football Confederation? Has anything happened yet, or what's going on?
Nothing.
No, oh, sorry, Lloyd.
Nah, go on, mate.
I was just going to say it's one of the things where we've worked hard. So OFC set out a set of guidelines to become for any prospective members, both associate and full members, in July of last year. I want to say
around then,
yeah. We spent the last 6 months of 2024 putting together quite a comprehensive application. We were really surprised initially that we almost already checked off most of the requirements, but we wanted to put together a really detailed pack. And we submitted an application to OFC in December 2024. As of yet, we've not heard anything back from them. So that's something we're maybe a little bit disappointed about. But truthfully, we're now really focused on this first 11v11 game, and we can maybe look at revisiting Confederation membership after that.
Yeah. They're based in Auckland, aren't they? I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a few friends in Auckland.
If you can get them to knock on the door of OFC, that'd be great.
Yeah, awesome. No worries. All right, so we sort of touched on it a little bit, the home kit. So there was a competition. Just tell us about the competition and how this kit came.
Yeah, so I mean, this project really wouldn't be in the position it is today without like I said, our global fan base and the people who have engaged from the project from day dot. So I think it was, I want to say February of 23. So a couple of years ago now, we ran this kind of open crowdsource competition to design our first ever jersey. We thought it was a really good way to engage our fans. And we were blown away with the quality and quantity of the entries. I think it was over 150. And obviously, we're working in partnership with Plairlair, who UK based, and they're really a great partner for us. Like, they give us our jerseys on a really good kind of value basis, so we can make as much money towards a project as possible, and they're really flexible with how they've kind of helped us grow over the past 2 years. But yeah, we had such a great array of designs. So you've seen this one on screen is one we chose as a home one. We thought it was really striking. You've got the orange strip that represents the kind of sunrise. You got and also the sand, and then the blue, which represents the ocean, which is so important to the islands. And you see on the number 10, that's like a specifically designed font with like a whale kind of imagery encapsulated within it. So we thought it was really representative of the islands. Obviously, I'm wearing the coaching jersey, which is again another entry from the competition. So that's based on a pandanus, the breadfruit tree, which is indigenous to the Marshall Islands. Again, this was designed by Gustav in Argentina. So a beautiful jersey. Interestingly enough, all three of the designers that we've picked have been from South America. I just find it quite interesting. Obviously, Argentina.
Really?
One's from Argentina, one's from Uruguay. So you've got the current World Cup holders, and you've got one of the first World Cup winners as well, contributing to the last nation on earth. So it just feels like there's some nice kind of symmetry.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And one thing I noticed about the home jersey also is that it's got above and below the blue, it's got the star, hasn't it? The star from the flag. It's all that 16-pointer or 24-pointer star, or however many points it has. But I thought that was also a nice touch. What does the white represent? Is that light, or is that?
No, so it's just a combination of the sun, the sea, and the land as well. So kind of across all three of the colours.
The land, okay. Yeah, no worries. No, that's good. Now, I just wanted to touch on this this jersey here, the no home jersey. Now, I noticed there's some bits missing.
Yeah. So this was we were really fortunate again. So there was a French PR company, Betec of Paris, who they actually purchased our first jersey and then reached out and said, if you guys ever want some help in the future with any kind of publicity to spread your message, please reach out. So they did this campaign for us pro bono. So this was their idea in terms of a jersey that disappears kind of day after day. So when we first announced it, it was a full jersey. And each day we then kind of stripped it back. And it's a visual representation of the islands and the real threat of the flooding, permanent inundations as well. So of the land actually being kind of disappearing as a visual metaphor. So yeah, that's something that it got a lot of attention. Obviously for us, that was important to get more eyeballs on our project and get people talking about a very real matter of the Marshall Islands.
I was going to say, you don't want too much of the jersey to disappear because the player will get a yellow card.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the limits are. I know they're probably a little bit more than a Cameroon vest of 2002, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Just to rest assured, obviously the jersey itself is a complete one you get. This was just for promotional purposes, but yeah, we've got a couple of them hanging around. We're not sure what to do with them. Maybe
I was wondering, you know. I was going to say it's maybe a do-it-yourself assembly jersey, and then once it's all assembled, then you can wear it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and who was this? Was this also one of the designs in that competition?
Yeah, it was. So this one designed by Mateus Otero. So he's Uruguayan but lives in Argentina. So again, he's been a great guy to meet and work with. So he hand drew all of those elements on the jersey. Yeah. So yeah, another one of a competition entrants.
Awesome. No worries. Right. I'm going to move this. Lloyd has been coming and going all day. He's got, just for those that don't know, he's got fridge people and who else? People coming in and out. But
I'm back again.
There he is. There he is. No, we've just I've just been chatting. Yeah, we've just been chatting about the jerseys, which I thought was really an amazing story of you know, not every jersey would have such a impactful story behind it. So that's awesome. I just had a last few questions about sport in the Marshall Islands. We've mentioned basketball and the basketball courts being used for the futsal. What other sports are being played in the Marshall Islands?
The main ones, yeah, basketball, volleyball as well is a big one there. And baseball's taking off, same again because of the US culture and the US links. But yeah, the main two that are historically in the country are basketball and volleyball.
Right. And so was it the children that asked their parents, because of all the exposure of soccer in the States and the World Cup and stuff, has it been driven by the children mainly wanting to practice the sport, or what other factors?
Yeah, I would say there was a handful that we heard of initially, which was what Shem started the Federation for, that wanted to play within the school that his kids go to. And we found that because that is now actually a hub for where we have a lot of our sessions, even adult sessions. But we've also found that some of the sort of expat communities, Solomon Islands, Fiji, you know, different places, they were the ones that then grew the game for us and helping us to grow it within coaching kids and adults. And because they're playing more, Marshallese are then playing the adult side as well. So I would say it's a bit of a mix of like the expat adults and the kids within the co-op school, which is the international school. But now it's at just a stage where like we have 3 sessions a week at a different school, the SDA school there. And there's like 100 kids a week that play just from that one school, because now it's just like seeing all these kids play, then they see more kids play, and adults as well. They come and watch the sessions, and then they join in, and it's just word of mouth and just that visual sort of representation of seeing other people do it, and they want to do it as well. So it's definitely growing all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean that's amazing. And so I just wanted to thank you and Matt. And Matt's disappeared now. I think you're tag teaming, aren't you?
It's well polished.
It's all good. I really want to. Let's get this happening. Let's promote this. Let's get people donating, whether it's the £10 ticket or even being behind the scenes and stuff. I mean, that's just a unique situation to be in. Also, congratulations are in order for your new job at Aylesbury.
Cheers. Yeah, nice little part-time one, but it'll be interesting. First game tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Thank you, though.
That's all right. How many games you got left? I guess it's towards the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, four left. Not a lot to play for, to be honest, as well. It's can't go down, can't go up, mid-table, but build for next season.
Yeah, and I guess all coaching experience is good. What league is?
It's in the Southern League, which it's in the Southern League in England. So it's what was it? 2 below the National League.
Right. Okay. Is that in the same one as Salisbury and?
Equivalent to. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. No worries.
So we'll see.
I will. I'll keep an eye on the what's it called? The results and stuff. I don't want to say goodbye without Matt being there.
No, I know. I'm just trying to work out where he's gone.
2 seconds, James.
He's probably got his own engineer. Oh, there he is.
He's back.
I want to do a proper goodbye. Is there anything else you guys want to say? Maybe I've missed something at all. Anything else?
No, honestly, from my side, just thank you for having us on.
Marshall.
Appreciate your time. But from us, just continue to spread the word. Can share the links to the Kickstarter, and hopefully make it happen in the summer.
Yeah, no worries. And anything else, Matt? I guess it's reflecting the same thing that Lloyd said.
Yeah, exactly that. We love talking to people about this project. We love people then sharing the message themselves and talking to other people. This project really wouldn't be possible without everyone who's don't have to, even if you can't physically donate any money or pledge any money, just talking about it helps us massively, and telling more people about what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, otherwise we'll do the best we can and get the word out there. So thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it. We're pretty much on time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, and we'll be in touch, and I'll send you some of those maps.
Massive help.
So that later. No worries. Thanks for being on the show.
Cheers for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.